Welcome to this new live episode, something that I'm going to do each week at this time. Um, there will be an option to actually be here in person, or at least live interacting with me if you want to. But this will be a live practice where I will go a little bit deeper upon a specific subject. And in this week, this is the typing workshop, as in learn how to practice blindly. And I have prepared myself a little bit of a presentation for this. This is what I'm going to show with you. If you're watching this right now or if you're watching this later, feel free to be a part of this for the following hour and to go along with the steps. In this time, I'm not only going to give the presentation, of course, itself, but I'm going to use this time to actually practice my own skills. So in the time that we are going into this, I'm going to mute my microphone as well. And then we're going to practice for 15 minutes. And then come back and then another 15 minutes later on. Just to give that time frame as in this is some time to practice together. So enjoy and I will see you. No, I will go into the presentational form. Good. Amazing. So, as many of you know, my last name is Goerts, Tim Goerts. And this kinda should be AIM. Uh, because, and in a certain reason, I don't know exactly why. I think I didn't solve this presentation just yet. Because the goal or AIM stands for Action, Information, and Insight Management. And the concept behind it is with the aim to be limitless. This is a very important level to think, as in all of these little steps, nuggets, improvements is with the goal of being limitless. Because all of us have that limitless potential in creating the world, that creating that potential behind us. So, aim, and now we're going to focus on how to type blindly, because that really helps you organize your own thoughts and the noise that has been stuck in our brains. Good. At this time, it's 7 p.m. here at my location, so 1900. First, we're going to start with a little introduction. Then we're going to go a little bit deeper on the software package itself. This is called youre. If you're watching this right now or later on, go to youre and practice with me. You can sign in or don't sign in. Free software. I'm also in contact with youre with the Discord community that they are in and with actually the maker. So they're doing some amazing work. So I really want to shout out to them. Then we're going to spend 15 minutes of practice and then a little exercise. Let me just talk to the camera itself. Then a little bit of exercise and then some more practice and then closing it off with. So very simple, very easy, just reserving this hour to improve your productivity stuff. Good. A little introduction upon myself, what I have done in the past. I've been educated as an electrical engineer. I'm born in the Netherlands. I'm here right now in the Netherlands. And I shifts my focus from engineering work into productivity to be more in line with my own being and with my own goals. And I'm teaching people to be more productive with that idea beneath that as with the idea to experience freedom, to have freedom. Because freedom is the goal and the right and the normal state. Like every one of us might be experiencing that stress of like society. but freedom is the result, or the everyone kind of wants freedom and needs freedom and deserves freedom. Um, so, and that kind of has led me personally also within that mindfulness of being in that state of full acceptance in the here and the now and enjoying the time that we have together. So, that was a little bit of a side path. The introduction itself, we're going to type. So, that includes sitting up straight, actually not being in that state of calmness, but you being with a straight back, sitting up straight, just breathing for seconds. We're fully here, we're fully present in the here and the now, because that's the only thing that there is. Good. Have your knees in 90 degrees, and that means for me like lowering my chair a little bit. And in the ideal situation, if you have that option, to lower your table on the level of that your elbow are actually making 90-degree angle. Right now for me, I'm a little bit higher comparison to that, so it's not an ideal state for me, but it will do. And the last point, which is a very important one, is breathing. Like slowing down to speed up. In this hour, it is no external stress, it's no chaos, it's being in the here and the now. I'm going to turn on my heating because it's turning a little bit cold here. Good. The challenge itself, hey, now it's perfectly 10 over 7, 10 minutes over 7. I invite you to go to youre. This is what I will be doing as well. I will be minimalizing the screen. And the challenge thing is, you see an image here as well. Let me open it up. Yeah, you see an image. If you go to youre itself, you have that option of starting to learn to type. The software itself, it will start giving you 5 or 6 letters, I don't know, on the top of my mind. And these will be in, well, the keyboard, obviously. And the trick thing is, you start with your index fingers on the J and on the F. You have those little knots, like markings. And if you are typing blind, as in if you keep looking at the screen or for whatever, then you can still find that state, those knots, with your fingers. So those are the fingers that your index fingers get on, and the rest of them get on the on the K, on the L, and on the, what is it? The not explanation. It's the like the 2 dots on top of each other. So your finger actually are in one row on the buttons. Same goes for the left side. It is there actually going the F, the D, the S, and the A. So that's your base row. That's your rest. And then both of them or one of them, kind of depends how you want to work, goes both of the thumbs go on the spacebar. So that's your resting position. And then it's calming down, resting, and then starting to practice. Is there anything else that I want to say? Yeah, for those of you who are using a laptop, because nowadays a laptop is quite useful or quite common, let me say it differently. It's quite common to use a laptop. Me personally, I have a separate keyboard that I place upon my screen. And my laptop is actually elevated a little bit for maximal resting positions for my neck. Because if you're working like this, then it actually hurts your neck and your spine in the long run. So I really invite you to invest a little bit on a separate keyboard and then elevating um, your laptop or your screen if you have a separate session. Good. So now we're going to take some time to actually practice. Within KeyBR, the goal itself is to get as high as a score as possible. You do this by focusing on the accuracy. Do not focus on the speed. Fully on the accuracy. I prefer you to have accuracy of 98, 99 or 100 and then having your speed 5 words per minute, 2 words per minute, like really being humble, like slowing everything down. And every time that you're making a mistake, like tuning into as in, okay, which finger do I need to feel to move? Which position is it? Because we are training our body to be in that state. Good. Let's get into it. I will mute my camera, mute my screen. I'll keep the camera up, and then we'll get into it. I will see you in approximately 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Enjoy. Really amazing. There we are again. We just now practiced for approximately 15 minutes. And I personally, I just put on a podcast just for now, just to have my mind being occupied with something else while I am practicing my muscle memory. And that's really beneficial for me to externalize me thinking about stuff actively and trusting my body actually knows the movements. I'm at that moment, I am like comfortable with doing that. I can imagine if you're just starting off that you feel like, let's not do that right away. Um, this also has that benefit of you finding that peace and that calmness, like increasing your focus upon, I'm choosing to do this now actively. I have now a beautiful extra layer of being online with you guys. So that means that I'm being watched and I'm choosing because of that how to deal with this situation. So me actively like practicing. Um, so if you feel like doing that for yourself, like actually being here, that is an option for the next time, for next week, because it will really like you are the one that's in control over your focus. And practicing your focus is such an amazing, important one to actually be here. And that will spill out to every other level of your life. I really started accelerating upon that while I was doing typing course with coaching or with focus or with exercise or with eating. I was like, I'm the one that can choose where my focus goes to. Not a lot of us are easily distracted or um, something called of ADHD or something like that. Like it's actually being diagnosed as in your attention constantly grows. And like I don't want to step on too many toes here, but um, it's not just a choice, but it's um, the challenge thing is to exercise that level. As in, I notice you get distracted quite often. Okay, get back here. Distracted, get back here. Like, and later on, you'll notice that you're more often in that focus state comparison to the distractedness. Like you're practicing your willpower beneath that. Such an important one. Good. So the exercise for the couple of remaining 8 minutes. Let me go into the presentation view. Yeah, now we practiced a little bit. Um, and what you can do right now is write down the reasons why you want to improve this skill. Because based on the Simon Sinek story, feel free, by the way, to start it off. Continue. Um, yeah, based on the Simon Sinek storyline, it starts with why. So you first need that intrinsic motivation for you, as in, what kind of benefit would that give me? Me as a person, my quality of life, my level of being. And that's a very important one to lean into. I will keep my mouth shut for you to do this couple of minutes, and then I'll see you in a second. Good. Welcome back. Welcome back. Um, I hope you finished your exercise, and if you haven't, then you can continue upon that. Um, but it's quite nice to know that reasons beneath this whole idea, this whole vision, because it's really taking you to the next step. If this typing skill, like having that focus and having that idea, that constant presence, if that's like bubbling over the rest of your body, the rest of your life, um, the rest of your life, and then you truly see that benefit of you having the skills to type live together during conversation with someone. If you're having a meeting or if you're part of that meeting and you're just noting everything down for yourself based on the stuff that you are important, or actually spending the time to write that email, or spending the time to write your own thoughts, like create a diary, a digital diary where you write down the stuff that you are experiencing. Lean into those emotions. Go a little bit deeper upon those. What I noticed in the past while I was doing this is I started to. It was fine for me to write down a sentence and then rereading that sentence and then me choosing, no, I'm not going to uh, send this one. Like actually backing up and then writing a new sentence. I remember the time that I like didn't do that. So I thought about what I wanted to say beforehand before I actually spent time to write it down. Because that act of writing down was already taking too much effort. So I needed to think about this first and later on only writing it down. And like many people, or at least I think that many people are still in that state. Well, I don't know, let's not make assumptions, but um, that realization was such a massive one for me personally, as in me being comfortable with writing stuff down and then deciding rereading that stuff, like giving that feedback directly, because then you're observing your own thoughts, as in, is this truly what I wanted to say? Can I say it differently? Can I say it in a different matter with different charges? And now, of course, the AI came up last year and a half ago, which really changed those level of communications, that written word. But it's that challenge of, yeah, in a certain way to externalize your own thoughts, to be able to see that as a third person. So this skill, this typing skill, will also increase your communication level with a ChatGPT, large language model. And it will give you that opportunity to write down the stuff, the feedback that you have from a presentation, for example. But perhaps you're kind of like annoyed, and that annoyance is visible in the written text that you have. Sure, post it on ChatGPT and say, rewrite this and make this like friendly, non-violent communication, and just like positive, actionable feedback for that person. Like I did that in the past. Like, and people mentioned as in, this is so amazing in this level of feedback. This is actually useful. Like make that, use that for your advantage, because you helping other people to grow will help your growth as well, your position, your own mental mindset. You're learning from that, as in how would a ChatGPT write stuff like this down, and it will integrate into your system. So it's really beneficial. So let's continue for the last 10 minutes or so with another session in KeyBR. And then, yeah, here we are. Is it actually taken there? Yeah. So let's continue. About 10 minutes remaining. And then to score a high score. Enjoy. Good. Ah, my audio was still on. No idea what you've heard already. Good. Let's slowly close it off with this one. I do notice that my eyes are getting tired. It has been a great exercise for me to focus upon detoxing a little bit. Just really focusing on one thing. Let me know how you experienced it. If you're watching this later on, see it in the comments. I'm looking forward to it. And next week at the same time, I'm going to give another productivity training force and training in general. I'm going to add a new presentation. I'm going to tell about that presentation itself, and we're going to add some exercises there. Good. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.